Happy Monday, BBN, and welcome into another edition of the KSR Weekly Round-Up. Good afternoon, Big Blue Nation and KSR family. Welcome into another edition of the KSR Weekly Roundup. As always, I am Brent Wayne Scott, and this week we are sponsored by Forge Bank as we talk about the great region tournaments we had this week, and we're going to preview the Sweet 16. It's been a great week for KSR preps, and of course we are winding down basketball season here in Kentucky, so let's go ahead and get into it. And what a wild week it was on the road to Rupp. In the region tournament, only seven teams of the KSR's top 25 made it all the way to the Sweet 16. We've got teams like North Laurel out, Lexington Catholic is out, Covington Catholic is out, and it's just St. X is out. Just all these teams are losing in the region championship. We got upsets all over the place, and now we finally get to the Sweet 16. Here is a look at the official Sweet 16 bracket for the KHSAA Sweet 16. In the first matchup on Wednesday, you've got Knott Central out of the 14th region taking on Elizabethtown. The next game after that will be Bowling Green taking on University Heights. The 5 o'clock game will be a rematch of the 2013 state final between Madison Central and Ballard. You're going to have GRC and Oldham County as the nightcap on Wednesday. Then the next day, on Thursday, wrapping up the first round, you're going to have Highlands taking on Muhlenberg County in the first game of the day. Then Bullitt East versus McCracken County. Then you're going to have Boyle County versus Paintsville in the evening session. And then for the nightcap, you will have Knox Central versus a team that went undefeated last year and was robbed of a chance at going undefeated in Ashland due to COVID-19. Now, of course, with all these upsets coming in the region tournament, there will be some star power missing from the Sweet 16, but there is some great matchups. For me, I think Central and Ballard is the most intriguing in my opinion. Central's arguably one of the hottest teams in the state right now. They're going to face a rematch of the 2013 final, the last time Central even made it to the Sweet 16. That will be a fun one to watch. Like I said, you've got Ashland, who wants to go on their run, avenge what they were robbed of last season. And then, of course, you're going to have Knott County from the 14th region represent. I hope they go on a run. But at the end of the day, KSR will have the Sweet 16 covered for all of you all this week, and it should be a great one. Now over to UK basketball news. Jacob Toppin announced yesterday that he is coming back to Kentucky for another season, which is massive considering the role he played coming down the stretch last year. And we all thought that Toppin would come back for another year. So we've now got decisions from guys like Dante Allen and Devin Askew and Lance Ware. Now Jacob Toppin. Those four are for sure coming back. As we know, Cam Fletcher is out the door in the transfer portal. BJ Boston and Terrence Clark are in the draft with an agent, so they're not coming back. So that leaves about two guys really left to make a decision, and that's Davion Mintz and Keon Brooks. And at this point, we don't really know what's going to happen with either of them. And then, of course, you got Isaiah Jackson, who's in the draft, but has said if he doesn't go in the lottery, he wants to come back for another year. So it's entirely feasible to get Jackson back. Not to mention that you've got a ton of other moving pieces like Sky Clark. Will he reclassify? And then you've got transfers like Justin Powell and the kid from North Carolina. And basically there's a ton of moving pieces on this Kentucky basketball roster for next season. But surprisingly, one roster move that might be more important than any of them is Coach Cal. Just a little bit of an editing note. I did this before the Kellen Grady news. Obviously, the Davidson transfer can fill it up. He can drive to the hole. He's going to be a great addition for the Kentucky roster. And I believe that means Cal is here to stay at Kentucky, and that Texas news probably really wasn't anything at all. So, yeah, pretty good news. And a couple of quick notes before we get out of here. Apparently, Kentucky baseball and Kentucky softball are just like the hottest two programs in the country right now. Kentucky baseball is sitting at 17-4. Kentucky softball is ranked inside the top 10. And these two teams are on a roll. And it's especially important for Kentucky baseball because you've got to remember, coming into this season, they were not predicted to do well at all. And then they start off with a series win against Missouri. They sweep Auburn. Coach Minge, he's got these guys on a roll, and who's to say come next month or 2 months from now, these dudes aren't still playing baseball, and we could pack, what do they call that place? Kentucky Proud Park. There we go. And finally, Kentucky's women's basketball season comes to a close. It was an up and down year, but unfortunately they lose in the second round to Iowa. They face one of the best freshmen in the nation, and unfortunately the road ends for Kentucky. But next year, Ryan Howard comes back, Treasure Hunt will be back, and then we're going to have a lot of pieces. So who's to say that Kyra Elsie can't run it back and Kentucky can't make a little run next year? But, like I said, we've got a long offseason to go, but that puts a rest for Kentucky basketball in 2021. That's going to do it for the KSR Weekly Roundup this week. As always, enjoy the Sweet 16. Enjoy the nice weather we're starting to have. Easter's around the corner. Enjoy time with your family. Enjoy time with friends. We're getting vaccinated. We're getting back to normal, and it's all just great. As always, have a great week. I'm Brent Wayne Scott. Stay safe, everybody.